Okay. Entry 101. I feel like crying and running out of this house and never returning. I have no idea where I'm going to get $800. The landlord keeps calling on me and asking me if I have any money for rent. And just today I received a letter in the mail saying that if I don't send in my car payment within 5 days, my car will get repossessed. Tomorrow it is going to be 2 months since my cousin was murdered and my parents left the country. Since then, I've been the head of the household, taking care of my younger sister and myself, working my mom's job, babysitting for extra money, cleaning, cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry, and trying to keep my grades up at school. Yesterday, my science teacher told me that I'm failing her class and I need to pass the class to graduate. I feel so depressed. All my life, I was an AB student, and now I'm failing. I've never gotten an F in my 12 years of schooling. My teachers always told me I was an example for the rest of the students. I was always known as one of the most responsible students in my class, and I feel like I'm letting everyone down. I haven't been attending school on a regular basis either. When I do show up, my teachers look at me like they want to lecture me about how irresponsible they think I am. The teachers' disapproving looks really hurt. I feel like they've turned on me. I try to explain to them what I'm going through, really bad times, but they don't seem to care. All that matters to them is that I'm not doing their work. Most teachers don't want to be bothered with the reason why. In my yearbook class, I volunteered to do the Freedom Writers page, and I did. I did it at home, but when I finished it, it was after midnight, and unfortunately, the day it was due, the collection agency showed up at my door trying to get the money, and I didn't make it to school. The following day, I showed up at school, and my advisor didn't accept my yearbook page. She said it was too late, and someone else had to do it for me. Okay, so I have two thoughts on this one. And they both really kind of clash between each other. The first one, you guys are not going to necessarily remember every single lesson that I ever teach you, correct? But you will remember how I made you feel, okay? I know this because I was just at Homeland not even an hour ago, and I ran into one of my old students and her parents. She was there picking up some groceries to take home. Her husband was at work. She's married now. And she has been married for a couple of years. So this tells you how long ago I taught her. She was one of my first round of students. And I touched her on the shoulder because I recognized her parents, and she turned around and immediately threw her arms around me. And then we just hugged and told her how proud of her I was. And that I am proud of her and how beautiful she is. And what an incredible young woman she's grown to be. And so she remembers that. Does she remember every single lesson that I've taught her? Probably not, okay? So for me, to not be able to have empathy and compassion for what this young person is going through is super sad. But on the other hand, teaching responsibility is another issue. However, do you think that the life lesson being taught here is far more potent than the yearbook page? Probably. You're going to lose your car if you don't turn in money in 5 days, and you're going to be evicted. That's going to be far more potent than I'm not going to take your yearbook page because you didn't get it done, isn't it? Okay? Now, on an education basis, yeah, sometimes you are going to have to say, I didn't turn it in. Too many other things in my life were going on, and so I didn't get it done. Is there any way I can have extended time? And if not, sometimes you just have to accept defeat. Does it make sense? Okay? Very big life lesson there. Okay? These few months have been the worst of my whole life. My senior year was supposed to be the most fun of all of my years, but I guess things didn't happen. Things happen for a reason. I hate to pour out all of my problems to you, diary, but I have nowhere else to turn. After all, I always dreamed of going to college and being somebody in life. Now I feel like I only have one alternative, dropping out of high school and getting a full-time job to help my parents with their payments until they come back home. After my advisor rejected my yearbook page, it made me want to say, forget this. This was just enough to make me want to quit everything I was doing. At the end of the day, out of desperation, I went to talk to Miss Gurrell, my fellow Freedom Riders. I told them I felt like dying and was going to drop out of high school, and I just broke down into tears. They just hugged me and listened. They didn't judge me or put me down like all the others. I couldn't believe how understanding they were. They even convinced me to stay in school and offered to help me catch up on my assignments. Despite all of this drama, I've decided not to give up. I'll get the money for rent somehow. I'll catch up on my classes, and I'm even going to make time to go with everyone on a college tour with Miss Gurrell. With such a loving extended family, I got back the strength to fight for my dreams, to graduate from high school, and to go to college. I can do it. Dear Diary, everyone in Miss G's class is talking about college application essay that was due today. The essays are supposed to be about a significant event that occurs in our lives. I thought to myself how lucky all the Freedom Riders are to be able to say I'm going to college. For me, that statement is impossible to say because of one little reason. I am an illegal immigrant. Now, this is definitely a reflective type essay. Okay? This would definitely be considered a reflection on a significant event in their life. Okay. I wish my essay would have been about one of the most significant events in my life, how my family immigrated to America. My mother brought her children here to provide them with a better life. My mother kept us away from my drunk and abusive father. She wanted us to have a better future and the opportunity in life that she never had, to have a successful education. Who would have thought that getting an education would have been so tough? The irony is that I was brought here to get an education, yet at the same time I feel like I'm being deprived of an education in the future. When I read The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, it made things clear to me. I could identify the mothers in the book with my mother. Even though I'm not Chinese, I can relate to the feelings of the four daughters had towards their mother. Even though there were cultural differences between them and their mothers, they still appreciated all that had been done for them. Now when I think about this book, it makes me appreciate my mother that much more. If the girls in the Joy Luck Club were able to overcome the obstacles that they were faced with, why can't I overcome mine? The memory of my journey, or should I say my struggle, to America is buried deep inside of me. I was 4 years old when I was lifted into the arms of two strange men. They guided me down through the Rio Bravo at the dead of night from Mexico to Texas. The river is called the Rio Bravo meaning angry river, because its huge waves are very strong. It has taken the lives of many people who have tried to cross it. Sometimes I close my eyes and I can hear the wind blowing against the trees surrounding the river. I remember sitting on the hard tire in the middle of the cold, murky water. I was terrified that the river would swallow me alive. All I wanted at that moment was to be in the arms of my mother, who was on another tire behind me with my younger sister. After my brothers, sister, and mother, and I made it across the river, we were taken to a man's house. He was a coyote and was supposed to help us get through our second obstacle, the border, without getting caught by immigration. I guess you could say he knew what he was doing, because I am here today. Since I'm an illegal immigrant, the obstacles didn't stop once I got across the border. My freshman year, I thought I was going to get kicked out of school because of Proposition 187. Now I can't get a part-time job or apply for college. On one occasion, I even blamed my mother for all of the troubles that I'd had, because I don't have any necessary papers for this country, to be in this country. Blaming my mother was the biggest mistake I ever made. She only wanted what was best for us. If she had known that this country was a country of dreams everybody talked about, things would be harder than they seemed, she wouldn't have brought us here. She would have raised us in our own country to the best of her ability. To this day, I can't decide whether my journey here was taken in vain. I was brought here to have a golden opportunity, but unfortunately it's not been given to me. I know it won't be easy, but I won't stop until I've gotten what I came here to get, my education. You know, come to think of it, my journey here was for that purpose.
Applied Arts class will be hosting a Halloween horror set tomorrow during 1st and 2nd lunch and 6th, 7th, and 8th hours. Anyone is welcome to attend. Thanks.
I must fulfill my dream of becoming an educator and helping young people like myself.